Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pokemon Fire Red walkthrough with a final review. In this episode, we'll be making our way through Mount Moon, all the way into Cerulean City. Now, last time we left off, we just beat the gym leader Brock and made it to Mount Moon. As you guys will see, I have caught myself a Nidoran, which is the very first Pokemon I will put in my party. So now we have a Nidoran and a Wartortle at level 18 and level 10. I believe it's time for us to make our way through Mount Moon, which is a very long and winding path that gets annoying if you don't have Repel. So what I recommend, if you've already caught the Pokemon in here, which is just a Geodude and a Zubat on this level, to go ahead and use what I'll be doing is say Repel the entire way through. Now, don't have very many Repels since you don't have the ability to get that much for money just yet, but it'll do for the time being. Now here we have TM9 Bullet Seed, which is great if you have a Bulbasaur already. We go first trainer battle inside Mount Moon, which would be a bug catcher. Why he is inside Mount Moon, no one really knows. But you'll get the chance to see my Nidoran in action for the first time. And it will use Peck against Weedle, which will be super effective. I caught this Nidoran at level 7 and raised it up to level 10 in order to get things going up here for me, as well as train my Wartortle just a little bit so I won't be using him as much to get my Nidoran up in levels. Now, for those of you wondering why I didn't get a flying type Pokemon to start out with, is because I will actually be waiting to get my flying type Pokemon later in the game, which you may and or may not be able to see. I will probably get it outside of the video I make for you guys. But we just got a critical hit with Nidoran, which is very good to see. Nidoran will be a very vital part of my team when I evolve it into a Nidoking quite a bit later in the series, so. And we've learned Double Kick, which also makes it a very good Pokemon to use against rock types. So now I have two super effective Pokemon against rock types. Go up here though, and you'll get a Paralyzed Heal. Should be very good to help you out with. Now just alright, Pokemon Battle number 2, she uses a Clefairy, which is also a Pokemon you can get here in Mount Moon, but it is very rare and very hard to get. Thankfully, Double Kick will be pretty effective on it, but its special ability, Cute Charm, will have a serious impact on the outcome of this battle. And we are in love with Clefairy. Thankfully, though, we're still able to attack it, getting us out of the battle too quickly without having to worry about much damage. We'll get quite a bit of XP for defeating that Clefairy, as it's more of a rare Pokemon to find. So here we have a ladder you can go down with. Oh, looks like Repel's effect wore off, so now it's time for another Repel to avoid the annoying Zubats that we have going on here. But we have what appears to be a Pokemon Professor, but he's actually a super nerd. He will use Magnemite. Thankfully, Nidoran's Double Kick move is super effective against Magnemite. Magnemite is a steel / electric type Pokemon, which I almost thought about using for my team on this one, but I decided that a different electric type Pokemon will be used. I will have to get later on in the game. So no, it will not see my electric type Pokemon against Misty and the Cerulean City Gym. And a Voltorb. So we have two Pokemon you'll see later on in the game that have no gender whatsoever. As you can see, I'm trying to keep my Nidoran in for most of the time. That way, we don't have to worry about leveling them up later on in the game. Alright, looks like we were taking care of that. Nidoran is now up to level 14. So you have seen 4 level ups for Nidoran since the start of this video. And we're only on Pokemon Trainer Battle number 3. But down here, we have a potion, which will help you out quite a bit. Now going this way, there's not really much over there. But I like to go this way so I can get the Bug Trainer Battle in, which Nidoran's Peck Attack will have super effective ability against. And I just completely forgot where I put Peck at for a second in the order. But String Shot to lower the speed of my Nidoran, but it's not going to do much against it for the simple fact of you have no chance against me, Bugcatcher. And a Metapod. We finally see a Bugcatcher with an evolved form, but not a fully evolved form like he could. Alright, 2 Pokemon down. We have 1 to go. And it'll be another Caterpie. You would think we had an order of Caterpie and Metapod. You'd think Butterfree would be next. But these Bugcatchers don't know what they're doing with their Pokemon. A critical hit to get rid of Caterpie and get this out of the way pretty quick. Yes, Bugcatcher Robbie, you lost. I am sorry to say you cannot defeat me. And we have a rare candy, which is very nice to have to help level up Pokemon quicker. And then an escape rope to get us out of here if we ever get in a bind. Over here we have this random guy who is just excavating for fossils here. Oh, Repel's effect wore off, but thankfully I'm going to battle her beforehand if I can get her to talk to me. There we go. And it's way bigger in here than what she thought. But she will send out an Oddish, which is a Pokemon you can catch after you get to Cerulean City. Which Vileplume is a decent grass-type Pokemon to have. But I decided not to have a grass-type Pokemon in my party with me this time. Alright, Nidoran's up to level 15. We are getting close. And she will send in a Bellsprout. Now with Bellsprout, you can catch this Pokemon if you're playing Leaf Green. If you're playing Fire Red, it has to be traded over from Leaf Green in order to get. Alright, we are sitting there. We just defeated her, and before I forget, I need to use another Repel. Now we will go down this little exit right here, which will take us to another room where you clearly see a Team Rocket grunt, but you also get TM46 Thief, which is very conveniently placed right next to Team Rocket. And the classic Team Rocket Zubat. Alright, we got that Zubat out of the way. Nidoran will become level 16 after we defeat Ekans, which is another Pokemon you can catch directly after Cerulean City. Or right after you get a Mount Moon. I apologize. Oh no, we are wrapped. Which is no big deal because we'll just keep pecking at this Ekans in order to get out of here. And the reason Poison Sting is not a very effective move against Nidoran, Nidoran is a poison type Pokemon right now. Which I find it's always good to have a poison type in your party with you at all times. And Nidoran will be evolving. Alright, here's our first look at Nidorino. Sorry about the delay. I had an incoming phone call I had to take care of real fast. But that is how you get TM46 in here. And then you will fight this guy right here, which I probably should have used a potion on my Nidorino first. But being the fact he has a Rattata, and I have a Nidorino who knows double kick, maybe I can get away with it. Which it appears that I can. Oh, and another Rattata. Thank you, youngster Josh, for bailing me out of a sticky situation. Then a Zubat, which we will switch over to War Turtle at the time, just to make sure that Nidorino does not faint. And we get a critical hit on the very first attack, which gets youngster Josh out of the way. We can continue on through Mount Moon. Alright, now here you will have a hiker who you can stare at when you won't do anything until you actually talk to him. Then this hiker will challenge you. 3 Pokemon. Both of my Pokemon are pretty effective against his rock-type Pokemon he has. But since Nidorino is the lower level Pokemon, it will get the privilege of attacking. And a second Geodude. I believe this hiker has nothing but Geodudes if I remember correctly. And like I said before, if you have a Charmander and you did not catch a Pokemon like mine, Nidorino or a Mankey, the Metal Claw that Charmander has will be just as effective against Rock-type Pokemon. And naturally, Bulbasaur's Grass-type moves will do just fine. You up to level 17, which almost makes it as strong as my Wartortle. Now as for the Onix, Nidorino's double kick will do just fine. I could have sent in a Wartortle and used the water gun on it to well, kind of even out the levels, but Wartortle will be saved for a little bit later on in Mount Moon. We just poisoned Onix, as I told you before. Nidorino is a poison type Pokemon and does have the Poison Point special ability. And we are finally done with this hiker, which took longer than what I expected. So now we can fully go on and grab this item right here, which is a Moonstone, which will help evolve my Nidorino whenever I need it to. Oh, Repel's effect wore off. Time for another Repel. Now, so I will be buying a lot of Repel in this game, so. Up here, you have a Revive, which for those of you who don't know, a Revive will revive your Pokemon to half the hit points from before. And then we will have another Team Rocket Grunt we'll have to take care of, and we are almost out of Mount Moon. With a Rattata at level 13, my Nidorino and Double Kick will do just sufficient against it. Oh, and a Sandshrew, which means it is now time for my starter Pokemon to be called out. And a simple water gun should take care of this Sandshrew to get rid of it, and we can continue on through Mount Moon. See, Wartortle is almost at level 19 now. Just one experience point away, it seems about. So we will continue down Mount Moon, and Repel's effect is almost just wore out. I'm almost out of Repel, but thankfully we are almost out of Mount Moon. Now down here is where you can catch a Paris and a Clefairy if you are lucky or have enough patience, should I say, to stay around. But this is the final Team Rocket Grunt you will face in Mount Moon. And they reveal their plan to steal the priceless fossils that are set up in the next room. You would think that for organized criminals around the world, they would have better Pokemon than Rattata and Zubat. I mean, they are known for stealing Pokemon, so would kind of make sense to do that. But this Rattata is gone, which means Nidorino is now level 18, and we'll learn a new move, Poison Sting, which I will get rid of Focus Energy for, even though I'll probably never use Poison Sting, as there are much better poison type attacks out there. And Zubat will be the next Pokemon he sends out. And just to level out the levels I have, I will send in Wartortle to get the final XP it needs to get to level 19. And a Leech Life. which is a good move to have later on in the stages. I prefer Giga Drain, in my personal opinion. That is a grass type move. And Voltorb is level 19, trying to learn the move Bite, which I will get rid of Tail Whip in order to get. Alright, we just defeated the final Team Rocket Grunt, who is now extremely upset that a 10-year-old kid just beat him. Now we'll come up here. Hey, stop! I found these fossils, they're both mine. Yeah, well, I'm sorry, sir, but you're going to have to learn to share your fossils. And he has a couple Pokemon that you can't find until later in the game, like a Grimer, which is another Poison-type move, or Poison-type Pokemon. So I really don't have much of a choice but to use Peck, or I could switch out to my other Pokemon. But we successfully taken out the Grimer with 3 Peck attacks. And then we will get a Voltorb out of this, which I will not switch over since Voltorb is part electric. And Double Kick will be sufficient to get rid of Voltorb after one more attack. And there we go, the Voltorb is gone. And Coughing, another good, not really a good, but a decent poison type Pokemon to use. There's a new move Bite on him. See how that works out for us. Oh, Poison Gas. I'm really glad that one missed, because that would instantly poison my Pokemon out for me. Alright, and now you get the choice between 2 fossils. You get the Helix Fossil and the Dome Fossil. Which, me personally, I've been thinking about this for a while, but I will have to go with the Dome Fossil in order to get a Kabutops. Which means that he will take the Helix Fossil, which will give you an Ammonite that will evolve into an Omastar. Alright, now it's time to get fully out of Mount Moon after grabbing this antidote. We'll get out of Mount Moon. Now up here on Route 4, there's really not much except for these 2 guys right here, which one will teach you Mega Kick and the other will teach you Mega Punch. Now I have no Pokemon I want to learn any of those moves just yet, so I'll have to go back through Mount Moon, sadly, in order to get them. But through here, you have a little space you can hop down. Really nothing in through here. Got an item right here, which you can grab, TM5 Roar, which in a wild battle gets you out of the battle. And in a Pokemon Trainer battle, you will be able to change the party's Pokemon out. Now we are here in Cerulean City. Go into the Pokemon Center, heal my Pokemon, and that is where we'll end this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time on the Pokemon Fire Red walkthrough.